NIO, where are you going? As you can see, the stock price keeps going down. Why is that? Year to date, the stock price is down over 46%. And as you probably know, NIO reported the results for the first quarter. In the last 3 months, ended March 2024, NIO delivered 30,000 vehicles. That's good. And as you can see, the number of vehicles delivered in March increased by 14% year over year. So this is a good performance, but the stock price keeps going down. Why is that? Well, you have to look at the whole picture, because they reported the results for the first quarter, 30,000 vehicles, but if you look at their past performance, you can see that in last quarter, Q4 2023, they delivered 50,000. And now in Q1, they delivered only 30,000. As I said in my previous videos, and I predicted that those results, those deliveries will decline, I said that in the first 2 quarters, their deliveries won't be that great. But in the second half, you might see a rebound. Because you can notice this pattern. In the first 2 quarters, their deliveries aren't that great. For instance, in 2023, their deliveries were around 30,000 and 23,000. And in 2022, their deliveries were about 25,000. And then in the second half, their deliveries have increased. And this may happen again. Next quarter, Q2 2024, you might see the number of deliveries about the same or a small decline, and then their deliveries may increase to 50,000 or less, 40,000. Because NIO also has some problems. Not the company itself, but the China economy. That's why you have to be very careful if you do decide to invest in this company right now. As you can see, at the current market cap of 9.4 billion, you might say that this company is quite a bargain, quite cheap. Because you might know that this company has 8.5 billion in cash. If you add all their cash on hand, plus short-term investments and long-term investments, the total cash plus investments are about $8.5 billion. And the market cap, as you can see, is about 9.4 billion. So NIO is traded about the cash on hand, almost. And you might say that this company is a bargain at the current price. But you also have to be aware of their debt, because they have 8.5 billion in cash and investments, but they also have about 5 billion in debt. You can see here, long-term borrowings, short-term, and notes payable. If you add them all, their debt is around 5 billion. And you subtract this debt from all their cash, and their net cash position is around 3 billion, if you do the math. So, when you look at the market cap compared to their net cash position, there is a high difference. The market cap is 2 times higher than their cash position and investments. Now, this is good that they have a lot of cash on hand, because if you look at their revenue for the last year, 2023 and 2022, you can see that it was about 7.8 billion. So NIO made almost 8 billion revenue last year and 2022. But the problem is, even though they increased their revenue a little and they have a lot of cash on hand, the problem is their losses, especially the loss from operations. Because as you can see, last year they didn't succeed to make some profits. They reported a loss about $3.1 billion. Or the net loss, according to GAAP, was almost $3 billion. And this is bad, because if NIO doesn't improve the results, they don't deliver more cars in the future, they will keep burning more money. because they have to cover their costs and other expenses. And as you can see, this company, NIO, has low margins. As you can see, the total cost of sales was almost the same as the revenue. So in order to achieve a profit, NIO has to scale this business, to expand it. I mean, they have to double the number of deliveries to more than 40,000 per quarter. They have to increase this number a lot so that they can achieve a higher gross profit and increase their earnings to lower their expenses. Because if this company NIO doesn't make any profits, then the stock price won't go up, won't rebound. That's why it's quite important to increase the number of deliveries. If you see that this number keeps growing more in the future, from 30,000 to over 50,000, let's say 60 or 100,000, then NIO may be able to make a profit. I mean, their loss from operations to reduce and report a profit. And if that happens, then the stock price will rebound, will go up. Of course, don't expect this performance in the short term, because as I said, if you look at this pattern, in the first 2 quarters, the number of deliveries isn't that high, only in the second half. But because of higher interest rates, as you can see, they are over 5%, plus other problems, because as you know, China economy is not doing quite well at the current moment. And because of that, you might not see a high increase in the number of deliveries this year, 2024, but maybe next year. So if NIO is able to increase this number, their deliveries, then they will be able to increase their revenue. They might lower their cost of sales and increase their gross profits. When that happens, NIO will be able to report a profit. And when this negative number turns into positive, also the stock price will rebound, will go up, and so your investment. So the market cap from the current level of 9.4 billion can double or triple or even more. But everything depends on their earnings, their future earnings, if this company can become profitable. So to assess this, you have to track the number of deliveries, to look quarter by quarter to see their performance. So far, as you can see, in the first quarter of 2024, their deliveries were about 40,000. So if you compare this number to Q1 2023, you see a small decrease from 41,000 to 40,000. So be aware that quarter over quarter, they reported a decline in the number of deliveries. Now, this may rebound in the long term, in the second half of this year or next year. Now, another question you should ask yourself is, will people buy a NIO car? Well, the answer may be yes. People may want to buy a NIO car because, as you can see, besides their luxury cars, they also offer great services, or they are trying to improve their services to create a network. As you can see, they are focusing on smart solutions to create stations where drivers can charge their cars, swap their batteries, or upgrade them. And this is important because when you have a network where you can swap your battery, upgrade your battery, then you might be willing to buy a NIO car. Plus, you can also see that they offer mobile services. For instance, if you have a problem with your car, you can call NIO service and they'll send you a van like this to repair your car in the parking lot. And that's quite convenient. You no longer have to go to a service. You only call NIO service and they'll come to you and repair your car or upgrade it. And this is quite a nice service to have. And because of those quality services, people may be willing to buy a NIO car. And if that happens, their deliveries will go up, their revenue will improve, and maybe also their profits. And your investment will do great in the future. So if you are planning to invest in this company, be aware of the risk that NIO may not become profitable in the near term, and your investment may be flat or may go down even more. But if they do succeed, you know that the upside can be quite high, quite huge. You can easily double your money. So it's up to you if you like the risk and the reward you get. And if you have other questions, please let me know in the comments.